from 7,000 or 8,000 miles away, but Puebla is about 80 or 90 miles from Mexico City. A very picturesque drive, but this one might not be so picturesque. This is the clash of the heavyweights. It might be ex-certificate stuff. Two sides voted here by a women's magazine as the most handsome and potentially most villainous, full of charm and skill, but ruthless, which takes me quite naturally to Ron Atkinson. Ron, what do you think about it all? Nice to hear you on the air.
Yes, it is a pleasant surprise. At the moment, yes, it's all smiles. Maradona looks lovely, cheerful, shakes hands with people. I wonder if he'll look like that when he's been kicked a few times, which no doubt today he's going to get.
The referee, who we've already seen, is Jan Keizer from Holland. He's obviously got a very important job.
Yes, it's a big game for him, but I can remember him refereeing a semi-final for us against Juventus 2 or 3 years ago, and he did an excellent job there, and I would think he'd be well up to it.
Just a quick check on the sides. Incidentally, one of the linesmen, as you probably noticed beforehand, is Alan Snoddy, a bank clerk from Belfast, at 31 years of age, the youngest of all the officials here. We wish him well. Quick check on those two sides. Italy, in fact, keep the side which drew against Bulgaria in the opening game. They said they did pretty well, and they're quite happy with the way midfield is shaping up. They're still looking for a Rossi, of course, and they haven't found one. As for the Argentines, Brian was right when he says that Passarella hasn't recovered from Montezuma's revenge, but they do make two changes from the side which beat South Korea. At right back, Kuchiufo, and more importantly, to partner Maradona up front, or near the front anyhow, is number 4, Claudio Borghi. But this is the man that everybody is hoping will do something, except the Italians. How do you think things will go for him? Do you think he does too much, Ron?
No, I think he's potentially the best player in the world. He's got great individualistic skills, strong, competitive, scores goals, particularly dangerous on set plays, takes all the free kicks, swerves them, bends them, cracks them. If he can just curb his explosive temper, and I'm sure the Italians are going to try and provoke him a little bit and put him to the test there, I think he's a joy to watch when he's on his best.
But a lot of the Italians and the Argentines feel that Maradona as captain isn't as good as Maradona when he isn't captain. Should he be captain of this side?
Well, that's the manager's decision. He knows the individual better than we do. From a personal point of view, I don't particularly like to have front players as my skipper. But possibly he feels it may even help him, may help curb his temper, may give him that extra bit of responsibility, and, probably feels he can get the maximum out of him by doing that.
Well, here's Virtuwood, a very quick and sharp defender on the Italian side, who might have the job of marking Maradona.
Yes, I think that's pretty well par for the course. I think he'll probably find that he'll go and sit against him and give him a rough ride, particularly early on, with Chirea just sitting in behind to pick up all the little bits.
Interesting, just seeing the referee there, Keizer from Holland. There were rumours being spread around that he was the likely candidate for the final, but the referees thought that it was Keizer who was spreading the rumours around. So they're spreading other rumours around about Jan Keizer. It's all fun in sport. So awaiting the kickoff. It's not so hot here in Puebla as some of the other places. It's overcast. The grass is shorter than most other grounds, so we might have a chance. So away we go, a vital game in Group A. Italy concede that if they lose this one, it'll be very hard for them to qualify for the next round. The last time they met, of course, in Barcelona, it was Rossi who did the trick for Italy. No Rossi now, not even listed among the substitutes. Still looking for someone to pull a rabbit out of the hat. Argentina have the star, but will it be enough? There's Borghi with a nice little touch. Giusti, strong man in midfield. Pushing the fullbacks right up. The referee blows the whistle for the first foul. And it was not the way Maradona thought it was going to go. Argentina play a lot of people feel, a more European game these days, but still a lot of circulation of players. This is Borghi to Valdano, who scored a couple of goals in the first game against South Korea. Cucifo, and that won't trouble Giovanni Galli. The Italians leaving just Galdarese up front. Didn't really have a chance of getting that one. So away goes Borghi. Tackled by Di Napoli. Borghi. Oh, some nice skills. Good cover there by Virtua Wood. And away comes Cabrini, the Italian captain. Bagni. Wide on the right will be Conti. But just for the moment, they'll knock it around to see who's doing what. Di Gennaro. Altobelli and Galdarese are playing up front, but they're closely marked with a spare man, Brown, if anything goes wrong. Gara, left back, picks up easily. Maradona, nice little turn. Into trouble, great run. Well, that looked pretty good. But here now is Conti with Altobelli and Galdarese getting into the middle. Conti doing superb work. Away by Battista, but not totally away. Picked up by Cabrini. The whistle's gone for what I thought was dangerous play. Good break there.
Yes, good break. We've seen two moments of individual skill by probably the two best individual players on the field. Maradona, lovely little turn, lost his marker, attacked the heart of the defence. Then we've just seen Conti have a go at the left back there and nearly produce something for Italy. They're the sort of players that will light up the game, but I think the early part of the game is going to be cat and mouse. Neither side wants to lose the game. I think they both feel if they get a draw today that they could probably get through with the results in the games to come in the next rounds.
Right. The crowd's still building up here. There's not going to be a full house by any means, but a good atmosphere. But the way the economic situation is in this country, it's surprising that people have enough money to come to football in the numbers we've seen already. Di Gennaro and Scirea. Bergomi. Conti ducking and weaving up front to try and lose his marker. Di Gennaro. Put down by Conti. That's a throw to Italy. Certain amount of movement off the ball.
At the moment, Jerry, it looks as if Bagni's been given the Gentili role of looking after Maradona. We thought it'd be Virtua Wood, but at the moment, Bagni's not left his side up.
Yes, the Argentines weren't too happy to find that Gentili wasn't in the squad anymore. Gaddafi, they called him. Picked up by Bergomi here for Italy. Altobelli's on the edge of the area if they want to float one in, but Scirea playing it short. Unfortunately coming to Cabrini. Altobelli backs off, trying to get a position in the area if it comes in. Altobelli gets up, can't do it. Conti can chip one up. Gary beats him. Burruchaga comes away from it, and there's a penalty. The Dutch referee points straight to the spot, and there's controversy here in the first 6 minutes. And protests from the Argentines.
Handball. It looked like handball against Gary, was it? He rebounded off, I think it was Brown. It's difficult to say, and I think he rebounded off Gary's hand. Very unfortunate decision and a very courageous decision. I think Argentina can consider themselves very unlucky there. It certainly looked like ball to hand.
Well, obviously they're still protesting, but Altobelli a chance to keep his cool, organise himself, while Pompidou makes his own protest to try and put him off. Easily and calmly taken, and Italy go into the lead. Altobelli is the man they hope will do a Rossi, and he started off well for him.
Yes, well, they couldn't have expected that. I don't think they even made a protest for the penalty, and there they find themselves now in the lead.
Altobelli, of course, scored the last goal in the '82 World Cup final, and he scored the first goal here against Bulgaria. But Borghi has gone down. Is that a penalty?
No, that was just theatre, wasn't it, Joe? I think he was hoping for miracles there. What it does give us, of course, is it puts the game in a great setting now, because Argentina could have been quite content to sort of play for a draw. Now they know they've got to come out and they've got to come forward and they've got to try and make something happen now. And of course they're playing against the masters of holding on to a 1-0 lead.
Well, we just hope that won't lock the game up as far as the Italians are concerned. They did this against the Bulgarian, paid the price in some ways. That was an infringement by Cabrini on Valdano. Now, we saw against South Korea that the Argentines are good at these set pieces, with Ruggeri, the central defender, particularly strong in the air. Maradona, of course, likes to take the kicks. He doesn't take this one. Well up by Di Napoli, and Conti might break. He's got players on the centre and left. Galdarese is in the centre. Altobelli right over the far side. Galdarese.
Well, they just show how effective they are on the break, and it also looks as if Conti's got the bit between his teeth, which is a good sign. In the games I've seen, I haven't really seen an orthodox winger having a go at anybody, and now it looks as if Conti's going to give us that pleasure this afternoon.
Burachaga then for Argentina. One of the players who's playing in Europe and playing well this season. Maradona on the back flick. The tackle goes in hard. The whistle goes. Forward by Batista. Scirea took a bit of a tumble, picks up the ball, and the game goes on. Cabrini. A lot of movement off the ball up front as Altobelli comes back. And Borghi is covering here. Good play by the 21-year-old. The current star of the home-based Argentine players. That wasn't a good pass. It's a hard one for Cabrini, and Di Napoli lost a bit of poise there with his pass. Di Napoli, the number 13 in midfield for Italy, playing only the second time for the full Italian side. Burachaga. Valdano. Valdano again, not quite the control he wanted. Comes out to Gara. Maradona's right on the edge of the area. He fell over there. Falls over rather easily, but he was certainly tightly marked.
Yes, Bagné is a shadow for him at the moment.
Bagné intimating there that his shirt was being held. A lot of tight marking in other areas of the field as Scirea looks for Galdarese. In goes Di Genero. Virtua Wood challenged by Giusti. The referee didn't like that one much. And Giusti is one of the players who, for the Argentines, can put the shoe in a bit. Scirea's kick. Altobelli couldn't get there. There's no real problems for Argentina here. Burruchaga has it. The beat of the drum in the background. Sun has come out. Italy leading by that one early goal from the penalty spot. Maradona with Gara outside him. This is Burruchaga. Maradona, nice little return. But they're onto him in numbers. Borghi. Valdano. Lucky perhaps to get another bite at it. Bergomi bursting forward. Good run by Bergomi. Galdarese's gone into the middle. Deflected into the arms of Pompidou. Maradona, a bit of room here. Bagné's some way off him. Looking for Valdano. Overcomes Scirea. That's a foul.
Yes, I think you're going to find that Maradona's going to have to go to virtually every part of the ground to lose his marker. He actually did get himself a little bit of space then by going short and losing Bagné.
Interesting, that was Altobelli dropping back to cover there.
It's good team play, that, because Bergamo had just made a break up the left-hand side of the field for Italy, and there was a space at the back at his own defence, and Altobelli's raced back to cover for him. Good work from a recognised striker.
But the referee has said nobody is allowed on the field to treat Altobelli. Get on with the game. Part of FIFA's directives, of course, to keep the pace of the game up. Altobelli just on the sideline, not involved in the action here. So with just about 15 minutes gone in this first half here in Puebla, it's Italy with that vital 1-0 lead. Di Napoli, robbed by Battista, the bearded and solid midfield player. In for Borghi. Giusti, free kick. Borghi wants to take it quickly. Battista. Forward goes Gara. Valdano's in the middle. Valdano trying to get to it. Good defensive play by Bergomi.
Excellent build-up, but tremendous defensive play by Bergomi. Just about got across in front of Valdano, otherwise that would have been a very, very tricky situation for Italy.
Valdano, the number 11, who plays in Spain, of course, and actually scored more goals for Real Madrid than Sanchez, Hugo Sanchez, but he doesn't take the penalty, so he's obviously a danger man. Throw in. And Maradona was back quickly to cover the possible throw to the goalkeeper. Another throw then to Italy. It was interesting in the first game run that Conti ran like the devil for the first 45 minutes and then was substituted in the second half.
Yes, well, I think that often can be due to the heat or the humidity out here. As you said earlier, it's not such a bad day, actually. It's quite cool. Whether his instructions are to try and keep having a go at him down the left-hand side of their defence, whatever it is, it seems to be working, because he's been very, very effective in the first quarter of an hour.
But that one was too high for him. Finding Burruchaga. Maradona's just behind him, but Burruchaga finding Gara. Batista supporting. Burachaga again. Good run by Burachaga. Will he go alone? A bit unlucky there that Borghi slipped. Fine ball from Di Gennaro. Not quite the control from Cabrini. Retrieving well and good support from Altobelli. Cabrini to Bergomi. They hunt in packs a lot, Ron, don't they?
Yes, there's all sorts of man-to-man situations going on, marking, people closing down early on each other. We always hear, don't we, before World Cups, that Italy aren't prepared, they aren't this, they aren't that. And then whenever the World Cup comes, they seem to turn it on. The team play is always very, very good. And looking at them now, they've looked very, very composed, very confident. And of course, they've got the benefit of that early goal.
Altobelli, a flick on, but there's nobody there to support him. Ruggieri away. Batista to Valdano. Giusti. Borghi. Burachaga chipping one forward. Maradona chasing. Bagni, of course, sticking with him. Good cross in those circumstances, and it's a corner.
Tremendous piece of play from Maradona. He wouldn't give him a price to get his cross in there because his marker was close, the ball was running away from him, and he's managed to get his left foot round it and put it a tremendous ball to the back stick.
So the Argentines bring a few capable fellas up in the penalty area. Borghi is good in the air. Ruggieri is particularly strong. Batista trying to find a bit of space. Valdano moving around. The marking is tight. The referee is in there keeping a sharp eye on things. So is the linesman here. Gully punches out. Banged away by Bagni. But it's not clear yet as they find Maradona again. Oh, brilliant play by Maradona. Still going.
Electric, Jerry. You know, the World Cup, really, to have great World Cups, I think you need great individuals. When you think of the one here previously, it was all about Pele and people like that. And I think this World Cup needs people like Maradona to light it up. That was absolutely sensational, that little run. Here he goes, past him.
Maradona with the kick, still the same queue up in the far side. Conti battling there without much success. Maradona again. Against Cabrini, chips one in, Scirea away. Back in by Brown, but the Italians have it, and Conti holds on. Di Gennaro looking for a bit of support. Conti. Giusti with a tasty tackle. Calderisi. Cabrini. Calderisi with Altobelli, only one really up front, but Cabrini's making a good run here. That was a solid tackle from Brown. Giusti. And Batista finding Gara. Burachaga shot all the way forward, but Scirea cuts it out. It was aiming for him. Cabrini with Altobelli on his left. Di Gennaro. Di Napoli. Good strong young player. Bergomi. Conti now, can he chip one into anybody? Bergomi, a great run. Altobelli on the near post. Didn't quite come to him. Good burst though.
Yeah, crowd like that, little bit of a drag back from Conte. He switched flanks at the moment, and that won't bother him at all. He's a naturally left-footed player. He's prepared to go at people from on both sides of the park. Burachaga.
Borghi. Giusti and Batista with Gara wide on the left. Di Napoli gets to him. He's the man himself. It's a free kick. The Mexican crowd amusing themselves at the moment with what they call the wave or the ola. When the game gets a little bit low, they just jump up and down for a bit. But there's potential here that they might be missing in their own local antics. With Maradona on the ball, Ruggeri is amongst the tall players there. Valdano gets in, but no, it's Vecchio away. Maradona again. Giusti. Here's Borghi, will he try one? Cucifio, who supported well there. Something of a mouthful, but well covered by Shirea. So again, they pile up in that penalty area for Maradona's kick. Oh, it's a chance here. Borghi chips it back again. Batista gets in. Thundered away. Real panic in the Italian goalmouth there. Back in by Ruggeri. Valdano wasn't strong enough.
As you say, the Italians pull everybody back for the Maradona corners. It gets loaded in, and they haven't dealt too comfortably with the 3 or 4 he's taken up to yet. I mean, that was. I wouldn't say it was a chance. It was a bit of bad luck for them at that moment in time. Just sheer weight of numbers stopped them scoring there.
So with 24 minutes of this first half gone, still 1-0 to Italy against Argentina in this vital game in Group A. This is live from Puebla. So what, you might say, but with the technical problems we've been having over the last few days, it's a wonder of modern science that we're getting through to you. Bagni to Di Gennaro. It's a fine ball to Calderisi. Calderisi still with it. Support from behind by Di Napoli. And the corner is given. Well, sometimes, Ron, they only leave the one man up there, but they're so good at finding him with possession and space.
Yes, Jerry. Today, actually, they're leaving Conti, Calderisi and Altobelli up the field, and they just prefer to play balls from the middle of the park into their runs. I mean, that was a super little run there from Calderisi. At the moment, and say to the 3 front players, all right, you get on with it. You've all got great individual skills.
Di Gennaro on the near post. Altobelli, obviously, one of the main threats. But comfortably away by Borghi. Shirea. Wide to Cabrini. Calderisi again. Cabrini here, overlapping.
Just a little bit surprised, Jerry, when both sides have taken these swinging corners, that they haven't put anyone on the line. I mean, they've both got players like Maradona and Conti who can cross accurate balls under the bar. Both have got big men that can go under there, and I would have thought that would have given the keepers on both sides an awful lot of problems.
Batista for Argentina. Maradona inevitably with Bagni in attendance. Well, this is a good bit of play. No, but the linesman's flag has gone up. Batista. Giusti and Burruchaga. Burruchaga, the number 7 there, he's a very dangerous player getting forward. Often plays right up front, but they seem to have so many players trying to get through from midfield at the moment, Argentina. Tremendous support here, though, for both sides. Calderisi and Cabrini. Calderisi going again, but there's nobody really in the middle for him to go for, having to knock it back. Cabrini and Bagni. Free kick. Quite happy to get that because I think they were about to lose possession. Cabrini can't keep it in.
Yeah, that was good pressure work from Burruchaga that's forced him into that error, Jerry. You were just talking about Burruchaga, the fact that he does play up front. Actually, he gives me the impression today he's playing the sort of the little Aussie idealist role, just playing a little bit loose in the midfield, trying to get everything. Here he goes again.
Good break here by Calderisi, but he's being checked back. Altobelli appeals, gets nothing. And a bit of latest news, the latest score in the match between France and USSR is 0-0, but we should be having highlights of that game at half-time. Here, with 28 minutes gone, it's still 1-0 to Italy. Richard Wood, fastest player on the Italian side, gets the ball then into trouble. Borghi, forward for Maradona. In for Borghi. It's out. That was a pity.
Yes, pity, because Maradona had set him in nicely. Borghi's first touch wasn't as good as you would have expected it to be. And, you know, they've thrown a good situation away there.
Borghi and Maradona, the combination there is interesting because Maradona doesn't think that Borghi is as good as he's rated. And one is the star who's based in Europe, and the other is the star who's based in Argentina. There was going to be a problem whether the two could integrate into the side. Well, there they didn't quite make it. Brown coming across for this. Wasn't a particularly good one. And that is surely a free kick. Italians not bothering to push too many players forward yet, except Calderisi here. Scirea. Conti, that was the man aiming for, but Gary gets it comfortably. Gary goes wide on the left. Wide on the right goes Borghi. Wasn't good enough. A lot of pushing and shoving before that ball got to Altobelli, and there's a good bit more pushing and shoving here. Giusti protesting to the referee. But the Dutchman making his point firmly. Batista. Great play by Maradona. Free kick against Di Napoli, although he's feeling the blow in his mouth. Ruggieri has pushed up. Well, how bad a blow was this? Not to the injured Argentine, but to the Italian who's down. An elbow they're indicating. But that hasn't been too bad as far as violence is concerned, Ron.
No, just prior to, who's down, Di Napoli, is it? Just prior to that, there was a little incident when Maradona turned inside his marker, Bagni, and as he went past, Giusti just gave him a little helping hand, or a helping elbow off the ball. Just prior to the incident you're now seeing the result of. Fortunately, the referee can't have eyes everywhere. Well,
when this kick is taken, we shall see quite a few big Argentines over the far side, including Brown, Ruggieri from the back, Valdano, who's pretty sizable, Batista who's in there, and of course Maradona, who's waiting to pick anything up. Well, there's a good climb. It might have been an illegal one. Well, both these sides had fairly unimpressive preparations for this tournament. The Italians, of course, didn't have to qualify, but for the last 4 years they've struggled to get a consistent side together, or indeed get results. And the Argentines only just came through their South American group. So for anyone to expect too much here was probably being a bit optimistic, but they've still got huge potential. And plenty of cover here. The Italians only allowing one forward at the moment, trying to lock up midfield. Burachaga. And Giusti was fouled, but the referee said play on. Gara. Burachaga gets forward. Here's Maradona. Nice play. Gara. Gara again. What can he do here? And it's out, but the referee says it's a corner. It's going to be taken by Burachaga. Valdano waiting to make a run towards the near post. Galli comes out. It's a punch. And the Italians pour out of their own penalty area. That's a good piece of attacking play there by Galgarisi. It's left him puffing a bit in this altitude of 6,600 feet. But the Argentines enjoying a bit of possession consistently. Batista.
They are having plenty of the ball in midfield, Jerry, but quite frankly, they're not really creating an awful lot. The best moments have come when from set situations.
Here's Maradona.
When this fella's in the box.
Oh, he's done it! Just as you were saying, creating nothing unless he got into the box. He did it right on cue. Yes, he's dropped off this particular time. He's pushed right up against the last man. I don't think the Bears will be too happy with his marker there. The fella's a little bit quick. Lovely little turn past his left side. That's what makes him special. But I still think the defender was a little bit steady there, wasn't Shiraya? But he didn't go for power, he just went for accuracy. It was a lovely return from Valdano, but it's Maradona who gets in with the left foot and equalises just about 10 minutes before half-time. Yes, I mean, he's had to go everywhere to try to get possession, and I've always felt that their best moments have been when he's round the edge of the box and he's got the ball around his feet, and then all of a sudden he's pulled them something out of nothing because they were starting to struggle a little bit. Well, that should get things going a bit. When there's any doubt about if we're going to get the goal, Ron, we'll get you on again, and Maradona will pop through once more. But Bagni, up until that time, been keeping a close eye on him, certainly for the last 15 minutes. But there's a real buzz here. The Argentines, in fact, aren't that popular in Mexico. The Mexicans, who are pretty cheerful, humble lot, feel perhaps the Argentines are a little bit too aggressive, a bit too dominant. But now at 1-1, this might be a few problems for the Dutch referee to sort out. So a free kick now for Italy. Referee right onto that one, as Altobelli felt he was fouled. But no, throw in, he says. Di Gennaro to Vecherwood. Di Napoli goes down. That's a free kick.
Well, let's hope we're not in for a series of those niggling little incidents. Definitely a foul, definitely a free kick, but the players are making meals of things now.
And so's the director, I feel, but reviewing there the incident, which has given something for young Kaiser to sort out when Di Napoli, the 21-year-old from Avellino, went down. But it means that on the edge of the area for Italy we should have Bergomi, Cabrini, Altobelli and Galdarese. Conti's in there too. Conti chipping one up. Well, there was an easy catch and an unnecessary challenge there.
The fella's now running the risk, I think. Somebody's in danger of being sent off. That was an absolutely stupid challenge on the Argentine goalkeeper.
And I would have thought it might be a case for a little bit of yellow to calm things down a bit.
Well, I certainly think the referee has got a problem, as you just said, and I think that should be a booking. I think he's given the player the benefit of the doubt, but I wouldn't be surprised to see the next one that's involved in anything, Jerry, going to the book, and rightly so.
Valdano coming forward well there, the player who made the goal for Maradona. Borghi gets forward too. Oh, they're coming forward in numbers. Valdano again, the pace of the game really gone up. Valdano battling. But it's Italy on the break with Conti getting away from his man. Another one coming over the cover. Altobelli's come up. Galdarese is there. Now he's got support from midfield too. And that might be a problem for the referee and the Argentine. Now he gets away with that. Well, it was quite pleasantly tempered, just a little bit of violence until that goal, and then it's become very spicy. Again, Cabrini and Altobelli and Bergomi on the edge of the area. Offside. Calm it down, say a couple of the Argentine players to Pompidou. Take your bit of time. Batista, Giusti, Maradona going wide, but Bani is so close to it. Ball's got to be really accurate. That was a late challenge. Get up, says the referee, but we will have a free kick. Altobelli and Galdarese on the edge of the area. Cabrini going for this one. This goes to Argentina.
Got very messy, hasn't it, Jerry, since the goal? I think two of the great sides in the competition. I think these are the sides we're really looking for to put on an exhibition of all that's good in the game. We expect, or we accept the fact that they're both very, very temperamental sides, but there's enough talent on that field to have made this a cracking game.
Giusti puts it back to Brown and company. Chifio, Burachaga. About 4 minutes to go before the break. It's 1-1. Shot goal by the Italians in the first few minutes from the penalty spot. Then Maradona pulls one back. Here's Burachaga. But that was 1 against 4. Borghi keeps going with no real chance. Shirea and And Bagni, hard one for Altobelli. He doesn't get it under control at all. Well, he too is being closely marked. But a very strong and solid record in the Italian First Division. Got over 100 goals, and there are not many players currently playing who've done that.
Not and still walking, Jerry. He is, as you say, a very good player. He came on in the 82 World Cup, did very well when he was on a substitute, and has a chance of being one of the stars of the competition if they'll let him, or if his team play to their full potential.
Maradona, control not perfect, and Bagni gets in quickly. Away goes Bagni, out goes the ball. Moving away to the left as the Argentines play possession football in their own half and nearly lose it. Well, I suppose a draw would be a good result for them. It would be a bad result if it stays like that for us, but you can see their point of view as Virtuwood comes forward. Conti and Di Napoli. In for Di Gennaro, but that was more hopeful than definite. And they nearly lose it again. They have to Di Gennaro, and there was a perfect chance there for Altobelli, but the whistle had gone for handball.
Yes, but he showed once again the value of having the ability to be tight with the mark and then all of a sudden spin off him and have a little ball threaded through to him. I'm very, very impressed, actually, with the front three of Italy, considering the lack of support they've had from midfield players.
So the infringement not against Altobelli, but by Di Gennaro. Forward for Maradona, but it wasn't deep enough, and Bagni had it again. Di Gennaro and Di Napoli. The challenge came in so fast that he wasn't sure where the pass was going. Coming up towards the end of the first half, the Argentines seem quite happy to play the Victor Silvestre stuff, quick and slow, and a lot of slow. It's Ruggieri getting forward. It's a good ball. Oh, what a great header by Valdano. Terrific run forward, great header.
Brilliant run forward, good early ball in. I thought for a moment the referee had signalled for offside. I couldn't quite see why he gave that, but certainly a goal kick has been taken. I think Valdano will consider that was a good chance. Went brave, flung himself at it, but I think he possibly feels he should have been on target there.
Certainly got plenty of those in Spain this last season. But here come Italy again. Di Napoli goes down, but there's no foul.
So that's the way these two teams don't play, don't they? As you said, slow, and then quick. We've seen a lot of sort of possession football played in the middle of the park, and then in the space of a minute we've had two goal chances almost. One at either end.
We've had 45 minutes on our clock. Referee has just checked his watch again. And there's the whistle for the end of the first half. The score, Italy 1, Argentina 1. The immediate bit of controversy in the opening minutes when Altobelli scored from the penalty spot. It took the Argentines a little bit of time to get into their game. When it looked as if they weren't getting through, suddenly a little bit of magic from Diego Maradona has brought them back into the game and produced a little bit of spice and one or two problems for the Dutch referee. Well, that's the story here at Puebla at half-time. We should be hearing from Brian Moore on the panel in a moment, but for the moment we'll take a break. Just as we prepare, as Brian said, for the kickoff of this second half. Sun quite bright now, but plenty of cloud about. It's not too hot, not oppressively so. here in Puebla, the Cuauhtémoc Stadium, named after the last Aztec king. But for the moment, it's Maradona who's the top man. And goes down again. Bani, the culprit. Here on a day trip from Mexico City, where they're based. The Italians have their headquarters here. A lot of Argentine players up now on the edge of that area. Ruggieri, the big defender. Valdano, who came so close to getting that header in just before the break. Maradona trying one forward. It's a good ball.
Good little free kick that, Jerry. Wasted ball at the end of it. Just thinking early on, they'd had a number of free kicks from that situation and they'd just been content to toss them in. And they just wondered if somebody like, if Maradona got on the ball, whether he could produce a little bit of magic instead of just playing balls into where everybody's heavily marked.
That was Burruchaga who came in there with a powerful shot. Giusti can't get the ball forward to Valdano. That's not a particularly good one either. But well retrieved by Altobelli. Puebla here very much cleaner and less polluted than Mexico City. A couple of hours away in the car, past extinct volcanoes like Popocatépetl, although in this country you never know what to expect next. It's Conti on the ball. Cabrini supporting him. And not a really good ball in for Altobelli. Well, one of the problems the Italian footballers had, Ron, is that their star players and usually their goal scorers are foreigners. Do you think it's showing in their international football?
Yes, plus the fact from time to time they've always had what you call a great playmakers. I mean, one only has to think of Antonioni, and at the moment that's where they haven't quite got the control in the midfield. They're all markers, they're all prepared to sort of hustle and close down when the ball's in their own half of the field, but I haven't seen too much of a spark or a bit of flair from their midfield players, and I think that's making life very, very difficult for their own front people.
Well, there's a free kick here for Italy.
I mean, Italy have got a guy on the bench, Tardelli. Okay, he's had his problems with knee injuries and he was one of the great markers, but you could always expect something from him in terms of breaking past in midfield and firing in good shots, and number of goals, vital goals he scored are well remembered.
Di Gennaro on the ball. There's at least 2, possibly 4 Italian players call offside.
Yeah, the Argentine caught them with that in the first half. You thought they'd have learned from that.
Batista back to Brown and Cucciuffo, and Ruggieri, who's playing in the right back position, made a couple of good runs. Here he is again. A lot of movement again up front, off the ball, trying to lose markers, trying to get a bit of space. It's a nice run by Giusti. That was, I would have thought, an unnecessary foul because he'd almost lost possession, hadn't he?
Yes, but I think he'd have got past Bagni. I think he'd have got back onto the ball there, Jerry. But I mean, that's the cynicism of the thing in Italian football. Players with great technique, but as soon as somebody goes past them, they think nothing of bringing them to the ground. It's a shame, really, because I often feel the Italians, with all the skills, all the technique, if they were a bit more positive and attack-minded, they'd be a joy to watch. As when we saw them in Spain, when they had to go for results, they were as good as anything in the world.
Incidentally, the boys back home were making a point or two about the goalkeeper Galli when Maradona scored that goal. Would you agree?
Yes, quite honestly, he didn't even move for it. Now, I think it was Trevor Francis said, didn't he, that Maradona hit it early, which perhaps caught the keeper by surprise, but you don't like to see the ball roll into the net with the keeper making no sort of efforts.
So Giusti is repaired. Burruchaga on the ball. Maradona closely marked on the D of the penalty area. Up for the big guys. Ruggieri going again for it. Oh, they lost it. And that was really a wasted chance because there were a couple of Argentine players there waiting to receive. Bergomi and Verchowud. Di Gennaro, who hasn't found it quite so easy as he did in the game against Bulgaria to make a mark. That was a good pick-up by Valdano. Strong, powerful player, putting himself around well. Borghi losing rather naively. Cabrini with Altobelli and Galdarisi up front, waiting for support in midfield. There goes Galdarisi and Altobelli. Burruchaga now for Argentina. Little touch from the master. Gara coming wide. Borghi going. Borghi still with it. Gara picks up. Maradona is just back here calling for it. A couple of players square here with a lot of freedom. Giusti, will he have a go? Well, that was close to the first shot on target that we've seen, apart from the obvious ones. So with about 7 minutes gone of the second half here in Puebla, it's still Italy 1, Argentina 1. And not a particularly good one, easily cut out by Batista. And Italy can start again. Di Napoli. Conti. But Gara is really tied onto him. And back we go. Bergomi and Cabrini. Free kick to Argentina. And a few words interchanged. Trying to put a bit of pressure on Batista and don't really succeed because there's a lot of support for him. That wasn't so good though. Now, Conti got support on the right from Di Napoli. Altobelli over the far side, Galdarisi in the middle. But that was 2 against 1 there, and Galdarisi didn't have a hope of getting that. Valdano will chase. Bergomi, a touch from Cabrini. They've upped the pace of their game for the moment. Now they'll probably slow it down again. Fair challenge though by Giusti. Maradona loses his man well, gets a knock, gets another knock, down he goes. The game goes on. The referee says Borghi's all right. He's not now though, and the hand goes to the pocket. And this is bad news for Bergomi. Might be bad news for Borghi. Because, sorry Ron, this is the second yellow card for Bergomi in these championships.
Yeah, certainly entitled to a booking for that, isn't it? I mean, it's a good little build-up there. Maradona shows a little bit of magic high up the park, puts Borghi through, and it's just brought down. It's just cynical.
And while we're preparing for this free kick, let me just tell you that Russia scored against France, but let's see what this is going to produce from perhaps Burruchaga, perhaps Maradona, when the line is far enough back as far as the referee is concerned. Well, Maradona has a good left foot. There's Burruchaga with the right foot. Got a deflection, but it was a good one as far as goalkeeper Galli was concerned. Killing the pace of it completely. Now Cabrini. Bergomi. Maradona half a chance to sprint there, but there was no real danger. The ball running fairly freely on this turf, much freer than on some of the other pitches we've seen in this championship run.
That's right, Jerry, but that's about the third pass in the last 5 minutes that the Italians have played a little bit sloppy and a little bit casual at the back. And there's always an Argentinian player hanging around trying to nick in on it, just as Maradona was trying there.
Well, that was a chance really to get Borghi going again, but it was wasted in fact by Giusti. So Bergomi forward to Altobelli. Bergomi goes again. Calderisi holding off one challenge, but not the second from Cucifio. Borghi to Batista. Trying to find Gary. That was a bad one.
Jerry was just about to say, I think that's actually the first bad ball Batista's played, you know. He's sat in front of the back two, he's won balls, he's broke attacks up, and he's played little sensible balls and kept the ball flowing for Argentina. He's had a great game for them, I think.
And that was an unusually bad ball from Maradona. Italy coming again. Cabrini's gone forward. Di Gennaro under pressure from Giusti. Back to Shiraya. Haven't seen him making many breaks forward in this game. Trying to knock down to Conti. Oh, what a brilliant piece of play. Altobelli knocks it down. Conti has a terrific shot. They were desperately unlucky.
Well, that's the Italian way, isn't it? Play catchy, sit on the game. Don't appear to throw people forward in numbers, and all of a sudden one moment of individual brilliance like that. Great little build-up, and that's where they have the knack of scoring. Actually, probably hit it too well if you can, Conti.
A superb bit of heading though by Altobelli, unselfishly knocking it down to him, but the post saved Argentina. They're one short at the moment. They've got a player off the field getting some treatment. Here's Batista. Back come the Italians. Will that give them heart, or will it dent their morale? Giusti is going to be booked. The foul on Conti. Under the eyes of the Mexican linesman, the referee wasn't far away. So that's the second yellow card. Maradona has come back onto the field. But it's a little bit spicy here. And while all this is going on, the Argentines are waiting to make a substitution. Looks as if Batista's coming off, despite the fact he's been so effective. And here's a tricky one for you, Ron. Number 16. How do you fancy that? Olaticoechea. We hope he doesn't get much possession.
And I thought Batista was playing well as well. I wish they'd left him on.
Right, it's going to be Conti with the kick. Altobelli moving around there well. Bergomi is in there too. Played it short. Calderisi couldn't get through. Maradona. Oh, good play. Bad challenge. Amazing how he turns, and with one step he's accelerated past his man. So the Argentines have brought off a defensive midfield player and brought on a fullback, so looks like trying to lock things up a little bit. Gara banging one forward, which is put out for an Argentine throw. Gareta Brown, and follow through there. The referee, certainly if he takes the linesman's indication, that should have been a foul. Number 5 Brown is playing in Passarella's place. Calderisi was hurt a bit there. Giusti to Borghi. Maradona takes over, turning away from one man and another, into trouble. Indirect free kick.
It must be very, very difficult to play against Maradona. Not only has he got this great strength and this great skill, he also makes his mind up. If he's going to attack defenders and can't get through, he's going to run into them himself. And he gets a number of free kicks, you know, Jerry, that really, where he puts himself on the defenders. But at least he'd had a sort of quiet second half, or quiet start to the second half. At least it was good to see him back in the game and running at people.
Was that free kick merited, or did he fall at the defender?
I actually thought he ran into the defender on that occasion. I don't think the defender, for the first time in the match, probably could get out of the way.
Right, well, we've got obviously Maradona and Burruchaga who can have a go at this one. Maradona chipping one forward. That was a hard one for the goalkeeper when Virtuvud got her foot to it. Nobody really knew where it was.
Yeah, but Jerry, to be fair, you could have caught that, couldn't you? Under no pressure, dropping down on him. Look, not even a forward near him. Oh.
I could have done, but I don't know whether he could. Right. A test now for the Italians in the area. Not a particularly hard test either. Good chase by Calderisi, but it's 2 against 1 and 3 if you include the goalkeeper. Olaticoechea. Take it slowly, we might be all right. Burruchaga. Forward for Borghi. They look as if they're very interested in getting this second one. Giusti. Foul, no. Referee standing there, holding his arm up. Surely he must have blown his whistle.
Yeah, that must have been a little bit off-putting for the players, because it looked to all around that he'd actually given a free kick, and he let the play go on, and in fact it is a throw-in. You're talking about this fella on the ball. You're talking about this fella on the ball. Scirea not making any forward breaks. Actually, I've been a little bit disappointed in Cabrini, you know, Jerry. I think he's one of the super fullbacks, and I love him when he gets forward and goes past people and puts those left-footed crosses in. And really, he's just sat back and just waited for the game to come onto him.
And we've just heard a lady score from one of the other games going on at the same time. It's France 1, Russia 1 now. The equaliser from France. We should be seeing the action from that game later, no doubt. But here it's still 1-1, very much in the balance. And if Italy lose this one, the chances, they say, of going through the next round aren't good. But the manager, Enzo Bearzot, has been saying for at least a year now that we shouldn't expect too much of them. The situation is vastly different from when they came to Spain in '82. But we're going to get another substitution, and it'll give them a little extra forward power. It's Conti going off, and we get the pictures. Here he is going off coming on is Gianluca Vialli, who's at 20 years of age, the youngest player. And take a note of the haircut, certainly the shortest haircut in Mexico, not a particularly good one either. He said, "I've got too much hair for this heat," so he gave the clippers to Virtua Wood, and that's the result. And Vialli got in there quite badly. Vialli on a break here. He's quite quick. He's not much experience. And I hope he's got a bit of strength, because if he takes challenges like that, he won't last long. That's another yellow card. This time for Gara.
Yeah, this will be an interesting one, because this was the substitution Trevor Francis was saying could happen. It seems par for the course that they bring Conti off, Jerry. And this Vialli's a teammate of Trevor's, isn't he, at Sampdoria?
Yes, he's a young lad who's come into the scene quite late. But of course the Italians are well used to doing that. Did it with Cabrini, with Bergomi, and look what successes they have been in the international setup. Now they're all packed into that penalty area. Goalkeeper stays on his line. Wasn't any danger there for him. Another player goes tumbling. More protest towards the Dutch referee. Well, 3 yellow cards so far. I would have thought there's a good chance of more to come in the remaining 22 minutes or so. The score's still 1-1. Borghi in possession. Olito Coachea. Valdano. Really playing the circus act here. Urachaga, Maradona. 2 players onto him fast. Play on, says a referee. And away they come. With surging run from Di Napoli. Support from Galdarese here. He's got players behind him too. Galdarese's got back. Altobelli's in the middle if they can chip one over. Offside. Got a couple of players forward there. Incidentally, although Vialli is on the field, we gather that Bruno Conti was extremely annoyed at being substituted and kicked a few bottles on the way to the dressing room. Were you surprised that he was taken off?
Well, it's a thing that seemed to be par for the course with the Italian team manager. He does seem to bring Conti off an awful lot, but I must admit, he looks as if he got the one player, or one of the players, that got the bit between the teeth. Certainly from an entertainment point of view, he was well worth keeping on.
Vialli, of course, nowhere near as experienced, as you can tell by that challenge, as Conti.
I would have thought that was a very experienced Italian challenge there, Jerry.
The Argentines taking their time about retrieving the ball. Ruggeri has pushed up onto the edge of the area. Valdano is there too. It's a powerful header. They're particularly good at that.
Yes, I mean, every sort of set play they have, they're prepared to toss the thing in, and there's Ruggeri in there, nearly did what he did earlier in the week against Korea.
Di Napoli. Gara gets in. Vialli, can he get away with any acceleration? He's done well. To Galdarese, to Altobelli, lets him run to Cabrini. Oh, a great save! Tremendous play, what a strike by Cabrini.
Yes, actually it wasn't the best of crosses from Vialli. He hit a rather shallow ball in the box. Good little dummy there, and that's the left foot I've been looking for. He is sweet when he comes up and hits them like that.
Maradona's gone forward on a run. This is for Maradona, 2 against 1. It's a throw in to Italy. Back to the goalkeeper. Six minutes gone of the second half. It's still 1-1, although on a couple of occasions Italy might have scored in this second period. Conte, who hit the post. Cabrini, who had a tremendous drive there, but that's not a good ball from Vialli.
At the moment, Jerry, the Argentinians just seem a little bit dispirited, don't they? They can't quite get enough of the service through to Maradona. Obviously, when he gets the ball, things happen, but this half he hasn't had an awful lot of the ball. And it just seems now as if they're beginning to lose a little bit of belief in themselves.
Bagni still sticking so tight to Maradona as the other Argentines look for a bit of space and support. Here's Maradona. Maradona went down as Bagni came over to him. And it'll be a free kick.
You just don't forget as well, of course, this thing happens to him week in and week out playing in the Italian league. I bet he thinks it's a normal Naples versus Roma fixture or something like that.
Maradona's going to take the kick. We've got Valdano, Ruggeri and Borghi over the far side. Giusti is pushed in there too. It's a heck of a ball. Oh, when Ruggeri came across, the linesman's flag is up over the far side. Incidentally, it's still up now. He's brought it down again, but the referee has allowed play to go on. The ball might have gone out of play. Nice play by Burachaga. Maradona now. Valdano, cleared by Bergomi. Away in a panic by Di Gennaro. And play stopped for an infringement. Vialli is coming to the middle. Cabrini and Di Gennaro. Bergomi, Di Napoli. Hasn't got so many runs forward as he did in his first international in the opening game against Bulgaria. But only 22 years of age, fitting into the Italian pattern well. Here's Bergomi. Vialli, Bergomi again, still the marking tight on the edge of the area, 20 yards this side of it. Altobelli couldn't get that. And a push by Cucifio, according to the referee. So a free kick to Italy. Well, Di Gennaro can hit them from here. He's got a very accurate foot. Altobelli on the ball too. Vialli and Bergomi and Galgarisi in the penalty area. Here's Bagni. Wasn't a bad effort.
Great strike. It's a good spell for Italy, this. In all their possession build-up, it's interesting to note, the Calderisi and Altobelli, the amount of work and the amount of running they do just to try and shake off markers. As there's a little bit of build-up play there, and I think they must have made about 4 crossover runs between them just to try and shake off the 2 central defenders against them.
And another substitution coming on is Enrique, and I think it's Borghi who's gone off, so that's a little bit more strength in midfield for a little bit more defensive strength for Argentina. They're probably a bit concerned with the way Italy are getting through once or twice. Valdano making a run here. Bergami is with him. Play on, says a referee. Di Napoli here.
Of course, at this stage of the competition, Jerry, a draw is probably a better result for Argentina than it is Italy. They probably fancy the chances of getting at least a point out of the last game, which should take them through. I think they would be a little bit worried about how sort of Italy have crept into the game and are now probably the top side.
This is Group A with Bulgaria and South Korea, the other two sides in the group. Pompidu, Giusti, Urachaga to Valdano. Enrique lets it go to Olaki Tikoechea. Garay. Maradona in space here, but runs out of pitch.
Yes, they can't seem to get him into the game at this situation, and that's taken a lot of their effectiveness away. When he was in the game first half, Maradona, when he was on the ball, when he was attacking people, making things happen, it looked all good for them. But now they're looking very, very dishevelled at the moment.
But the Italians can't get the one that'll give them the lead. Vialli and Di Napoli. Two against one for Galdarese, but it's a throw to Italy. Mexicans once again a little bit despondent with the play and involving themselves in their ola, their wave. The two signs of urgency too in the commentary box, where once again a few countries, a few commentators are without communications. Still quite a bit of movement up front as they knock it around at the back, looking for some looseness or lack of concentration. Vialli hacked again by Garay. A dramatic fall. He's not going to get much.
I can't help thinking that whether it was injury or what, but certainly the substitution of Batista, that seems to have robbed the Argentinians of a lot of power and a lot of effectiveness and control in the middle of the park. Not only was he breaking up attacks, he wasn't giving the ball away, and he was servicing the ball to Maradona as much as anybody.
Giusti finds Olaki Tikoechea, and Urachaga nearly loses it, but it's well gathered by Valdano. Looks more positive as anybody. Whistle gone. Giusti the one who's down. Is Enrique. Nice one. Oh, Ruggeri almost got through there. Well retrieved by Cabrini. But there's only Galdarese up front, so they can't really pump one forward unless it's going to be really accurate. There's a marking man, there's a spare man, a sweeper, Brown. So it's very hard, and they don't waste their passes up front if they can possibly help it. If you're interested, Ron, there's one or two of these Argentines who are looking for European or English clubs. Anyone you got your eye on?
I'd take the number 10 for a few quid. I think he might make the grade.
Appeals to the referee from the Italians, but he is saying, get up, get on with it. And he's succeeded really in keeping the game going. A tough task.
Of course, as well, Jerry, it wouldn't be a disaster for Italy, would it, if they came out of this game with a point? Because they'd fancy their chances to beat South Korea in the next one.
Calderisi went down there and looked as if he might have knocked a knee. No, Italy are used to living dangerously in their qualifying. Remember, in '82 they didn't win a match, in fact, in their qualifying group. It didn't play too well, only turned it on in the second phase. But it is dangerous. Although losing here would certainly be a disaster. And here's Giusti getting away. He's waiting for a bit of support. That was well held up by Bagni, but he might have done better.
Yes, that was a tremendous situation for them there. They got 2 against 1 on the last man, and he was very, very slack with his pass there.
And the referee has just struck a body blow to Burruchaga. Vialli under pressure from Gara. Fucifo did well there, and he's getting in with a hard tackle on that one, but that's a foul again. It's very much a stop-start game now. Vialli and Altobelli on the edge of that area. Cabrini will pop up. Forward to Bagni. Richard Wood has tried to get involved, but I think the Italians are taking no risk until they can open it up, but they've done well here. Scirea with a good ball deflected on. Vialli, Calderisi coming to the near post. Offside, the flag has gone up. And the whistle has gone. And infringement there, and a hack in the penalty area as the ball came in. It's Daniel Brown who's down. It's still 1-1. What happened there, Ron?
I think it was just the ball struck him, actually. I can't imagine a fellow with a name like Danny Brown having a ball hit him in the stomach and stay down that long. Talking about if Italy do make progress, you know, Jerry, I really do think that the 2 front players will light up the World Cup competition. I very much like the 2 of them, Altobelli and Calderisi. Good movements, good control, prepared to work very hard, and great appreciations of how to make runs off the ball.
Brown there, the number 5, is playing in the place of Passarella, the captain of the 1978 winning side. Passarella is still suffering from gastroenteritis, or as they call it round here, the Aztec 2-step, because you mustn't be farther away than 2 steps from the bathroom. Now then, here's a good ball forward. And an infringement.
Bagni has stuck to his task, hasn't he? I mean, Maradona's chased all over the field to try and find a little bit of free space. And I think the only time he's lost him in the course of the game is when he actually scored the goal.
Well, there's a free kick now, and Brown has come up. Valdano is there. Ruggeri is at the back of the box. Argentine looking for the winner here. Ruggeri! Too strong, although it looked as if he was in the position to knock it down. We're so high, though, it's difficult to tell exactly what the angle was.
Yeah, he was always stretching for it, Jerry, and I think Cabrini, who was marking him at the time, didn't really go for the ball. He just leaned into it to make it even more difficult for him to get a clean header on the...
Closing 5 minutes. A goal for Argentina would put them comfortably through, but it would make it very, very difficult for Italy to qualify in the next round. If it stays like this, Italy will be reasonably happy, and Argentina, with 3 points, will be fairly confident.
Actually, you've had the distinct impression, haven't you, for probably the last 15 minutes, that both sides would settle for a draw. And okay, if by any chance a situation comes that they can win it from, they'd take it. But I think they're both prepared to play out for a draw now, knowing that they should both make progress if they do that.
Still battling away there, though. And still there's going to be quite a lot of work, I'd have thought, in the last 5 minutes for the Dutch referee. How do you think he's done in this game, Ron?
It's been an awkward game for him to handle. I felt possibly in the first half, when there was a little bit of flack flying about, he may have booked somebody earlier and tried to prevent it. Fortunately, whether it's because the tempo of the game's gone a little bit slack second half, he hasn't had the same problems.
But the Italians came here, they said, without a side at all, with a lot of good players but no team. So they've had 2 games in which they've certainly developed their style and pattern a little bit, and it hasn't so far been a disaster for them, as Burachaga gets forward to Maradona. Picked up by Enrique. Good cross. Oh, there was a chance there to head one back. Not much of a target for Valdano. Should he have done better?
Well, he hadn't got an awful lot to go for here. And you'll notice even if he pulls it back, he's got no one in the box. Maradona's way out on the wing. He's just a bit of an ankle knock or something. So I suppose he's got to try and gamble and try and go for a strike. He hadn't really got much support with him there. He's a good player, incidentally, Jerry. He's done well. You were saying earlier how well he's done in Spain, and he's one that people should look out for in this tournament.
Scored a couple of goals, of course, in the first game against Korea, and missed a couple. Could easily have been the leading scorer in this tournament so far. Vialli to Di Napoli. They've got to 3 minutes if either side are going to pull a winner out of the bag.
I think what the game has lacked, if anything, is a little bit of a spark from someone in midfield. Neither side has really got the type of midfield player that can spot a clever little pass through or anything like that. They're all hard working, all tight markers, and all cancelling each other out, but there's nobody can beat a man or maybe open something up with a little bit of inventiveness.
And I see Di Napoli has gone off the field. We've got 2.5 minutes left. And we've got Baresi on the field, so closing minutes. It's the Italians who brought on a fresher midfield player.
Yes, I'm a little bit surprised at this stage of the game with his experience and everything. They haven't brought Tardelli on just to sew the game up for them.
But now this might be dangerous for the Italians. They cannot afford to lose this. They've got to remain tight here. Brown is in there, Ruggeri and Valdano, and of course Maradona is short of the penalty area if they don't pump one in. He's asking to be played short. Goalkeeper there, and it's comfortable. Minute and a half left. Baresi, the latest substitute, pushing forward to Galdaresi. Yet another infringement. Of course, the Argentines, no doubt, will be a considerably stronger side with Passarella in at the back. We haven't seen any forward runs really from the 2 central midfield players.
No, well, I don't really think they've got the quality to do that from the middle of the field. Also, you know, Jerry, I think one of the factors is it's a league competition at the moment. Possibly if this was in a knockout situation, both teams would be going flat out to try and win the game.
Well, of course, that comes next in the following stages. Well, now they're quite happy to knock it around in the closing seconds, but you can hear what the crowd think of it. It was a clash of giants. It's produced a couple of sparks and some good touches from class players, but the crowd wanted it to end with a headline, and I don't think we're going to get that unless somebody makes a catastrophic error here. Shiraya to Gali. I wouldn't do that with Maradona hanging about.
No, there is a certain amount of risk element in it, and some of the passes haven't looked quite as convincing as they ought to be in that situation.
But Brown here covering well for Argentina, taking no risks. We've had 45 minutes on our clock. It's Galdarese not too bothered really. Finding a good bit of support here though from Di Gennaro. Not many people coming up from the back, and they might go the other way. Well, they did this against the Bulgarians in the opening game and they paid the price, but I think it won't happen here because the final whistle has gone. That is the final score. Italy won, Argentina won. Really to the satisfaction of both sides, do you think, Ron?
I think so, particularly Argentina. Argentina will be well happy now. They virtually know that they're through to the next phase now, except for a miracle.
Right, both the goals then in the first half. A couple of dangerous moments for the Italians in the second half, but in the end it's ended all square here at the Cuauhtémoc Stadium in Puebla. We'll be hearing the comments from Brian Moore and the panel, but for the moment we'll go to the break.